Spencer, just getting the pink into position.
Not sure. 10.
Shaun's always been very positive.
So frame 2, just about.
I don't think he'll hang about
24 shots. It was good stuff, but it was
play as quickly as possible. But that one's really run on. Got a lot more reaction out of that cue ball than he anticipated. The side really come off that first cushion. But he might have had a little bit of luck here. Might still be able to drop this yellow into the centre, bring the cue ball back down. Shaun getting the rest out again, so I think we can safely assume that this red will be going in. Fantastic rest player.
But
As is often the case in snooker, once you lose perfect control of that cue ball, it's very difficult to get yourself back in a perfect position. The pots seem to get harder and harder as the break goes on. So I'll be looking for one good shot here to get this break back on track. Got an opportunity here to pot this blue, try and bring the red and black into the open while leaving himself on the other red. I think that's what he played, just didn't quite get into the cue ball enough there.
$90. $20.
So running out of loose reds now for Shaun. He's still got the problem of the black being tied up. Not a great deal of room here to get on this red, so he needs to be very accurate with the cue ball. Managed that nicely, so absolutely imperative now that he leaves himself an angle, because this is the last of the loose reds.
25.
Entirely up to Shaun here, whether he tries to leave himself half ball on the blue or plays up for a ball colour.
26.
That's a great effort. A lot of power in that shot.
28.
Easy for Shaun with the cue power. Could have done with just a fraction more on the cue ball, just to bring it off the cushion a little bit more, make this red a certainty. But looking at one good pot now. And then this really is a good chance. Black's in play.
$29.
Not quite out of the woods yet. But very reliable the rest, like I just said. And also can play this one with some confidence. Should he miss it, the black will probably cover the pocket for the reds he's going to be playing for. So expecting to get this one.
Yeah, he's looking sharp, considering he hasn't played since the Players' Championship. Didn't play Championship League.
36.
I think like what Stephen Hendry said though, Dave, even when Shaun does miss a few and play bad, he always looks like he's playing well because of that cue action he's got.
37.
Any young players out there, Shaun's the man to copy in terms of the cue action. Can't get any better than that.
Yes, it must make a big difference if you've got total confidence in your action. And of course, this season he's had the results to back it up as well. So even though it's been a long layoff, it's not that surprising. He's already playing some good stuff today.
43.
So he's worked these very, very nicely. It wasn't a great table when he first come to it. He's gradually edging closer to another frame and potentially another century. Definitely looking sharp when he gets in amongst them.
50.
This is where we've seen in previous matches, we saw it a couple of times with Mark Selby, just not quite killing frames off, and then you either end up losing the frame or just subject yourself to another sort of 20 minutes of anxiety. So Murphy in a great position to kill it off, just guard against any slight error here, wants to kill it off cleanly, get on with the next frame. That extraordinary frame that went to the respot with the ambing towel that Mark Selby had yesterday, that could have been over about half an hour before that.
56.
Get the feeling though there's not another half hour in this one.
57.
Definitely not. I do get the feeling we're going to get century number 3 though. Maybe he's going to go after Stephen Maguire's record.
Yes, of course there were 8 centuries in that match. Maguire made 6 on the opening day. And then in the next 2 days we had a total of just 3. But as Joe says, this could be the third this afternoon. It's won the frame now, barring snookers.
64.
The thing with Shaun Murphy is that although he didn't play in the Championship League, I can guarantee he would have watched most of it. He's a great snooker fan. Some players, if they get knocked out of a tournament, just ignore the fact it's on. He is the sort that will watch the rest of it. Just loves the game, and that's a big plus, of course. Having that enthusiasm and that desire to just play in whatever event, wherever in the world.
It's a great asset for our sport, Shaun. Always been a fantastic sportsman. Always tries his absolute socks off when he's out there. Tries to play in everything he can. Obviously it's difficult these days with such a busy agenda. But he's a great supporter of the tour. And this is looking very easy now for Shaun. Like I say, this was a tricky
78.
table. Black was tied up, pink was very soon tied up.
79.
He's edging closer to another century. He's just laying down a marker to Mark Allen. He's going to have to really play well today to get anything out of this match.
Yeah, it's over to Allen, isn't it, to try and up his own game now.
85.
Shaun Murphy looking to make back-to-back centuries just to underline how well he's playing.
86.
Mark Allen's going to have to start producing the goods himself. Because Murphy is nothing if not confident at the best of times, but when he starts to play really well, he plays like he owns the table. Of course, at the World Championship last year, he beat poor
89.
Lu Honghao, a debutant, no doubt looking forward to his first appearance at the Crucible. He beat him 10-0, only the second ever whitewash there. Oh, the yellow, wow. It just dropped, not sure how, just fell in, struggled in, so the century's still on.
94.
Well, this took its time to decide.
Never in doubt.
98.
Well, this is pretty impressive. He's not played for 3 months. He's won 3 frames, all with centuries. If this blue goes in, as it surely will. So this is the standard that Shaun Murphy has set today, and as I say, it's up to Mark Allen to try and match it. He's only 1 frame behind Allen, but he must be concerned as he sees Murphy start to pile in with these big breaks.
109.
Started with the trademark long red, and Shaun Murphy clears up very nicely indeed with a victory, 520 for his career now, third in this match, and just a very nicely compiled break. Early on the black was tied up, which is why it was quite a low value
Six
total
frame.
clearance,
Mark
but a
Allen's
very
away.
valuable one in terms of the match. He leads 3-2. There's 3 more frames this afternoon, and Mark Allen has maybe just seen the sort of standard that he will feel he'll need to start producing here. Big thing is just keep Murphy out though, because these long reds fly in, and we just saw the damage he did in that last frame from one. Reminder that Murphy, of course, can still win that bonus prize, the 100,000 Coral Cup bonus. Although he would need, I think, Stephen Maguire to beat Judd Trump, and then it would be effectively between him and Maguire. But of course, that's out of his hands. What happens in the first semi-final tomorrow? He just wants to be in the second one against Mark Selby.
A lot of pressure on all Mark Allen's safety shots now. He knows if he does leave Shaun a sighter, he'll take it on. Possible mistake here. Yeah, that's a loose one. He didn't control the red there. Got a good cue ball, but didn't control the red. So, another long red for Shaun. Another trademark long part top spin back up for blue or ball colour.
One.
Again, perfectly played, perfectly cued. Pretty similar situation to the last frame. Couple of loose ones. Black tied up, pink reasonably tied up.
Oh, hang on. Steady, Rob. Steady.
No,
Quick. You got it. Well, everyone's excited to be back at the snooker, clearly. And disaster was averted there.
Well, I think you can say the referees had a right bit of luck there, not to nudge any other balls.
Yeah, if any cricket teams are looking for fielders, here we go. Shaun wasn't sure, but he just got to it.
I wonder what would happen there, Dave, if Shaun had stopped the pink from hitting the reds. Would that be a foul? It's definitely knocked his concentration anyway.
Shaun Murphy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was unfortunate, just an accident, but it obviously just interrupted his focus. Yeah, the player can't do that, can they? They can't touch anything. There was that time, wasn't there? Graham Dott was playing Mark Selby and the white was coming towards the corner pocket and he just put his hand to stop it going in. And then Mark went to pick it up to put it in the D, and the rule was because it hadn't left the bed of the table, actually he was fouled. Mark Selby, not Graham Dott.
He's always been a very clever, wily character, Graham Dott. He knew what he was doing there. So, unexpected chance for Mark. Takes the opportunity straight away to go into the bunch. Oh, that's a little bit unfortunate. He hit them quite nice. Just didn't push through and get on that red, so looks like end of break. A little bit unlucky there. I suppose if you're Mark Allen in this situation, you've got to look for a positive, and I suppose the positive being that Shaun's made 3 centuries and there's only 1 frame in it, so still a lot to play for. Doesn't need to worry just yet, and he won't. Very good match player, been around a long time, lots of experience.
Mark Allen 3.
Yeah, and Alan, he's very good at coming from a couple of frames behind and just producing something. He's almost like he needs to sort of fire himself up with something like that. And he can reel frames off, as we know, in no time at all, if he can just click into gear.
It looks like he's pushed another red towards the corner. He has, yeah. Room there for Shaun.
What?
Yeah, Alan's just got to tighten up a little bit on his safety. He's been a little bit unfortunate a couple of times. He can't always 100% control where the red's going, but just keeps leaving Shaun these starters that he's so reliable at.
Six. Seven.
I think with Shaun playing the blue there, that tells us that had he potted the pink, it would have been tied up. So chose to play the blue first and try and clear the pink spot a little bit before he eventually pots it. This red above the black must go. So if it does, he'll be a little bit disappointed there. He's a bit short with the cue ball. Another few inches would have been perfect. So he's going to be moving some reds around when potting this red. Big shot. Yeah, just give himself a little bit too much to do there. That was a loose positional shot off the blue.
So this is a chance for Alan now, and I'm sure he would feel he's got to try and put something together. Shaun Murphy's been in a couple of times in this frame, but no centuries from him this time.
What?
Seems an obvious thing to say because every player likes to be in this position Mark's in now, but this really is where he's so good. When he's in close, lots of little short stuns and screws. Cue ball doesn't move around that much when he's in around the black spot. one of the best scorers we've got in the game. So he needs to get things going. He needs to start putting some pressure on Shaun with some big breaks.
No.
6 semi-finals this season, 4 in ranking tournaments, which have helped him, of course, get into this event. He's 5th in the world, his highest ever ranking position. Just fell a little short in terms of actually getting trophies this season. But of course he did beat Murphy in the Scottish Open final last season.
40.
9-7 in Glasgow. He just got to the UK final and I think went to Scotland really just to sort of relax a bit, see what happened, ended up winning the tournament.
50.
I always like watching Mark Allen play.
20.
Great scorer. Very clever in around the black spot.
Yeah, I mean we don't have stats for absolutely everything. We don't have one for this, but in terms of, as you kind of said, in terms of least distance travelled by a cue ball on a break, he would probably win that, wouldn't he? He just keeps it nice and close and completely in control.
$27. $28.
Nicely judged. Might have to play a little gentle cannon here. Just drop down. No, tries to just screw past the red. Played it nicely.
33. $34. $39. $40.
Finished absolutely perfect on the blue every time so far in this break. Makes positional play so much easier when you land where Mark is on the blue. Pretty much put the white anywhere he wants to after that. Needs this one to pull up a little bit. Just about held on, I think, for the red to centre.
45. $46.
A little example there of Mark's positional play. Clever little shot, just screwed into that little gap. Made sure he wasn't hampered cueing when putting this pink. Yeah, typical Mark Allen break, this one.
A timely one as well. This is what he needed. He was helped, of course, by Murphy breaking down, but he stepped in to do the damage himself.
53.
Now this black means that it should be 3-3. So this match really interesting and nice and close as well, as it will be now, whatever happens in the rest of the session. Even if one of them pulls 5-3 in front, it's going to be close coming back this evening.
Foul.
Well, having said all of that, that is not a good shot, because he's gone in off, he's handed 4 points back, so suddenly it's only one snooker needed. Missing the red's bad enough, but going in off, just giving Murphy a chance here.
Yeah, Mark will be kicking himself there. That was, well, you can only put it down to being careless, really. No problem here at all for Shaun to get red and high value colour. So he'll just need one snooker on the last red. If he chooses, could even take both reds and look to get a snooker on one of the lower value bought colours.
1.
But some anxious moments coming up now for Mark, because this frame should have been well and truly over.
Eight.
Shaun will be very disappointed not to get a snooker here. Send the red up the table, cue ball in behind the black. He'd like ideally that red to be somewhere near a ball colour.
Shaun Murphy, 8.
Oh, he's made a bit of a hash of that. And there's a let off for Mark.
Well, that certainly
Mark
helps Mark Allen's cause. Yeah,
Green
that
ball.
first attempt at the snooker wasn't good enough for Murphy.
Green ball.
And in fact, this is a free ball, so looking like 3-3 now, nailed on. Head-to-head, of course, massively favoured Murphy, 13-5 coming in.
1.
But Mark Allen, as I say, is a sort of player, if he just clicks into gear, you can win frames in no time. All of a sudden, he's
4.
caught you up, overtaken you. And that's what he's hoping for here at the end of the session, in which Murphy, you've got to say, has played the better
5.
snooker. He's made 3 centuries, but it's still going to be 3-3.
On the front.
Murphy, in fact,
Mark
has
Allen.
conceded. So Mark Allen made an important break there just to get himself back involved in this match after Murphy really stepped up his own rate of scoring. All square with 2 to play. It's 3-3. happened down the years. You've seen people pick up the cue ball, a referee pick up the cue ball just out of the blue without spotting it. I've seen before now a referee drop the pink into the reds, they go everywhere. It can be long days, and they do a great job, and as I say, he handled that very well.
Or didn't handle it very well, as the case may be.
Well, in the end he did.
One.
Oh, that's a lovely shot from Mark. Nicely played. Lovely on this black. Some open the black spot as well. It will screw off the first red to leave him on the other one. Once again, perfectly played. Very good at that sort of shot.
8. No.
I know that Mark Allen during the lockdown has been doing some volunteering, taking shopping to those who need it, which is great to hear.
$60.
Been a strange time for everyone, and these players just delighted to be pulling the waistcoats back on and getting the queue out, even though snooker hasn't got any easier, certainly, in the 3 months they've been off. It's great to be back playing again.
70.
Took the opportunity early there to go into the reds. A little bit unfortunate. Just screwed off a
20.
bit too much. Was hoping to leave himself a choice of 2 reds there at least. So this is going to take some pot in this one.
$25.
Another nice pot. It looks like he's getting into this match now, Mark. Getting into his rhythm. Just got away slightly.
32.
Wanted the cue ball to take a slightly straighter path off of that back cushion. But this will be a bonus. Very tight, as you can see. Could be taking the cue ball away for safety, so worth a go. If he was right behind this red, it'd be no problem at all, but from where he's coming from, it's what we call like a bit of a blind pocket. So this is a tough pot.
$33.
Make sure this brown, bring the cue ball down to the middle of the table, somewhere between the blue and pink. Give him a choice of reds. Yep, that's ideal. So, back in prime position now.
$38.
Well, made that solid 60 in the last frame. It ended in that rather strange way when he missed the red wedging off. It didn't cost him though, but he's by far his highest break in the match so far. Yeah, pot success pretty good, and anything in the 90s really is considered good.
45.
93%.
46.
He's definitely got his touch now. Another one of them little sharp, stabby, soft screw shots for Mark. Finished perfect on the blue again. Now all the balls are in potable positions.
51.
Good chance to go on the frame from this visit, and he's very, very quickly turned this match round. Looked in a spot above her at 3-2 when Shaun was in.
52.
Yeah, and Shaun Murphy now knows that he could
59.
make 3 centuries in this first session and still be 5-3 down coming back this evening. Just coming up to 2 hours playing time.
60.
We said Alan needed to step up his own scoring. That's exactly what he's done last 2 frames.
I think the key to these last 2 breaks for Mark is how he's landed on the blue every time. It looks very simple and
65.
straightforward. But if you go a fraction too far, or obviously finish the wrong side of the blue, break building becomes very, very difficult. But he's pretty much landed
66.
perfect every time. As I say that, he finishes the wrong side of the blue. Typical.
But it is just the blue barring snookers that he'll need for the frame. Just shows though the difference it makes. Their catch is the green, which he has knocked safe-ish. So 71 in front, 67 on. He's annoyed. He wanted to take the frame out cleanly. A bit like the last frame really, when he could have just finished off and just didn't quite kill it off. So looking for one good pot here to effectively make it 4-3. And that's exactly what he's delivered.
Nice shot there from Mark. Played it cleverly. Weren't going to leave Shaun an easy starter should he miss it. Another one of these little soft screw blacks. So good at that shot. So difficult to hold the cue ball there.
79.
That's where his cue action really helps him out. Very short and sharp on the backswing.
80.
Be nice to see Mark convert this into a century.
87.
Really good game so far. Very high standard from both players, both in the 90s for their pot success.
88.
I'm not sure if he's aware or not, but he can just pip the high break actually, which is currently 135, Trump and Maguire. He could make 136. 10,000 is the prize, the highest break of the tournament. Well,
94.
he's not aware the way he's played that.
Just a little notice there, Mark being a left-handed player, using the rest right-handed. Seems to be more and more common these days. I think there's more left-handers use the rest right-handed than they do with their left.
Well, he's made the century, so the 4th of the match, the first for Mark Allen. So Shaun Murphy, who's made 3 centuries today, suddenly in the last frame coming up, he's under a bit of pressure here because Mark Allen has stepped it up. 100 exactly from the Northern Irishman, and he hits the front here in Milton Keynes. 1 frame to play this afternoon. He leads Shaun Murphy 4-3. Shaun Murphy has made 3 centuries today, but Mark Allen has just made his first, and it's put him 4-3 in front. This red effectively killed it off. There's already a snooker needed, but that made sure, and he started to play really well. It's a good match, this, boiling up nicely for this evening. So 4-3 for Allen,
Final
and this
frame
is the
of the
last frame of the session. Can Murphy
Mark Allen to break.
level up? Can Mark Allen carry that 2-frame lead into the evening? Remember, the winner of this match plays Mark Selby in the semi-finals on Thursday. The first semi tomorrow is Judd Trump against Stephen Maguire.
Early chance here for Shaun. Not easy by any means. But you can naturally take the cue ball around the back of the black. Another fantastic long pot. He really is so good at them. They're not easy, I can assure you.
Three. Four.
Just stayed down there for a fraction longer. That wasn't clean. It was going just towards that near knuckle, but safely in. I think we see Shaun look for an angle here and get into these reds as quickly as possible, unless these 2 reds
11.
to the right of the bunch are a plant. I think we'll see Shaun attack this bunch sooner rather than later.
12.
Just waiting because the referee's got to get the pink into position.
Thanks, Shaun. 18.
So this is the last of the loose reds. It looks like a better pack to go into off the blue, which is what
19.
Shaun's done. So that previous shot where he moved the pink away has really helped this situation. You can go full-blooded into that red right at the top of this bunch. These should split all over the place. Beautifully played, just needs a little bit of luck now. Oh, I suppose he can count himself a little bit unfortunate where the black and pink have ended up.
24.
Reds are spread nicely, but black and pink have just found their way towards that cushion. So, still quite a bit of work to do here for Shaun. That could have finished much nicer.
$25.
Where the black and pink
Brown
have
ball.
finished, I think we might see Shaun just concentrate on blue and ball colour here.
$29.
So just important now that he keeps getting right side of this blue.
30.
He's gone a bit too far, but not that big a problem. Choice choice of ball colour, brown or green. Where the reds are spread, he can just keep playing into an area. Doesn't have to be too precise with his cue ball just yet.
$33.
So if he chooses, he could play down, drop into the pink here, but it's risky. No, chose to go back up the blue,
34.
don't blame him.
Yeah, and had to be very exact there, negotiating the path through those reds, which he did superbly. It would feel fitting, I think, for a neutral if this was 4 each. Coming back this evening sets it up really nicely for us all when they resume at 7 o'clock. I dare say there'd be some people in Northern Ireland who would quite like it to be 5-3 though.
39.
Yeah, on the balance of play so far, I think 4-all is pretty much spot on. Both players have played very nicely today. If it does finish 4-all, that really sets it up beautifully for this evening. But still a bit of work to do here for Shaun. Still needs a few more of these reds. This blue needs a lot of concentration. White tucked up against that side cushion, needs good cueing.
$45. $46.
It would have been so much more straightforward if he hadn't pushed black and pink to the cushion. Played a great shot to get them open, but it was just unlucky.
Another great shot there from Shaun. You see that top spin really kick in as it went towards that first cushion.
51.
And again, this will be a tough shot for most players, but Shaun gets the rest out. Very, very reliable.
Ten out of 10 now with that piece of equipment.
Again, just the wrong side of the blue, so could see a similar shot to what he played last time, or leave himself red from distance. Looking for one more red and colour after this blue.
$57.
He's actually scored over 200 more points in the match, but he's battling here to make it 4 each.
Just left himself a little bit awkward here. Could have put the cue ball anywhere, really. Definitely could have put it where he could reach it. I know Shaun likes playing with the rest, but I think he would have rather played this one with just his cue. So this is a tough pot, even for Shaun with the rest. Yeah, that was a real tester, that one.
Shaun Murphy.
We've had a lot of big breaks today, but the key frames in any match tend to be the ones when one player looks set to win it and then gets it stolen from them. Now, they're not set nicely for a clearance, but at least Mark Allen comes to the table still able to win the frame. 57 behind, 67 available.
What?
This could very, very quickly change. One good shot here from Mark if he chooses. Play a cannon onto the black, and that will pretty much open up everything. He's just missed the cannon, but he'll have another crack at that in a minute, I think, unless he can play on the pink off this
6.
red. Yeah, this could soon develop into a good chance. It looks tough at the moment. Like I say, one good cannon could open everything up.
7.
That one just wriggled in. So a good pot here on this red. This is a tough pot. He's given himself a chance.
Mark Allen 13.
Yeah, that was tough. You'd like to be a bit closer to them if you can. Makes that pot much easier if the cue ball's closer. But he's not left a gimme for Shaun. I feel he's got to take this red on. Looking for just the red. Close, but so close that the red hasn't really moved away from the pocket. So another chance for Mark. Again, not a great chance, but one that will fully appreciate. He would have expected Shaun to get that.
Well,
As it stands, he's 43 behind me, 43 on. So if he doesn't pot this, he can only tie the frame.
Nicely cued. Just had a quick glance at this red to the left centre.
8.
I think if he gets nice and close in behind it, he'll be able to drop that in there. But he will need to be close to it though.
9.
Now with the angle on the pink, he can play just to get in nice and close to it and just drop it in the middle. Also got the option to move it if he wishes.
Well, either way, this is the key shot now. All the colours are on their spots, waiting.
Oh, I'd be so disappointed with that. A lot of room for error there. Just trying to get really close to that red to make it unmissable.
15.
And I think it's probably the only place on the table where he's not going to be able to have a go at this red now. So, reprieve for Shaun Murphy.
Big last frame of the afternoon. Murphy was in control at 1.57, the break from him. Had another chance to pot frame ball red. But
Mark
this
Allen.
last red now, the key ball, surely,
15.
as I say, all the colours waiting. Murphy only needs the red, of course, but Mark Allen, if he pots it, you'd fancy to clear up.
Nice shot there from Shaun. That wasn't easy. Well thought out, well executed. That red looks tight to the ball cushion, so double kiss, definitely a possibility here for Mark. Well, he's gestured like the cue ball went offline there a little bit, but either way, he'd be very, very happy with the outcome. horrible situation for Shaun. I think the brown is in the way for taking out the ball cushion for the escape. So, bit of fortune there for Mark Allen. Not easy to get a lot of distance between these balls here. Very close together. He's made a good job of it. So a very important safety battle now.
Oh, goodness me.
Well, that's almost identical to what Mark Allen done. Very quickly up off the cue, as though the cue ball went offline.
Well, for all the big breaks we've seen, and we've seen 4 centuries, this little passage of play here looks like the most important of the whole afternoon.
Bit short pace there for Shaun. It's normally a big target with 3 ball colours on their spots. So I'd expect him to be in a bit of trouble next shot. Expect Mark Allen to nail this safety. That's what he's done. So advantage Mark Allen now. Fancy Shaun to hit the red, but got to try and push it safe somehow. Danger in playing the 2 cushion here is should he miss it, he'll almost definitely leave a free ball.
Hang on, he hasn't fluked it. Wow. Wow, that's cruel on Mark Allen. It really is. That's frame ball. Incredible. You played such a good shot, Allen, but you just can't legislate for that.
I think that's why we love and hate snooker all in one go right there.
I mean, it's a good escape, but to catch the black and then go in the pocket, just incredible. But what it means, it's set up nicely, and Mark Allen concedes it's set up nicely for the rest of us coming back this evening, because they've ended the first session all square. Shaun Murphy had 3 centuries, Mark Allen 1, a very dramatic conclusion to the 8th frame, and it means they're level coming back tonight. 4 each.
Just because of what's going on at the minute, I think they're probably advising you not to touch the balls.
Yeah.
I think normally you'd be alright to stop it.
Would you?
Because otherwise, the balls are going to have to go
It
back
doesn't matter,
anyway.
does it? Does it? It's not.
It's a referee's mistake.